Did you know that the largest cattle confinement in the world has just been expanded in the United States? Five Rivers Cattle Feeding, one of the giants in global livestock farming, has opened the gates to its mega confinement with 1 million heads of cattle. This is not just an impressive number, it reflects how the meat industry is changing and adapting to new demands. What does this mean for the future of global food supply and for local producers? Get ready to understand the backstage of this agro giant. When we talk about Five Rivers Cattle Feeding, we are not just mentioning a cattle confinement company. We are talking about a production model that reflects the future of large-scale livestock farming. But what's behind such a massive operation? Cattle confinement on a large scale is a common practice in the United States, where feeding and management techniques are constantly improved to maximize efficiency. This mega project by Five Rivers is not just an impressive number, but a direct response to the growing demands of the meat market. The increase in the global population, the rise of the middle class in various parts of the world, and the need for sustainable food production are factors driving this trend. But what is needed to maintain a cattle confinement with 1 million heads? Logistics is one of the biggest complexities. There are thousands of tons of feed, advanced technologies to monitor the health of the animals, and a management process that involves hundreds of people. Additionally, it's necessary to ensure that the feed is balanced, not only to keep the animals healthy, but also to ensure that the meat produced meets the required quality standards. With the advancement of technology, automation, and remote monitoring, fieldwork will never be the same. Five Rivers heavily invests in technology to optimize the operation and increase productivity. However, with all this innovation, new questions arise. What are the environmental impacts of such a large-scale operation? How can production continue to be sustainable? Exploring the model of cattle confinement by Five Rivers Cattle Feeding goes beyond the simple analysis of large-scale meat production. We are talking about a technological and operational revolution that, if well harnessed, can transform the livestock industry globally. First, it's important to highlight that the confinement operation with 1 million heads of cattle would not be possible without the use of cutting-edge technologies. From automated feeding systems to sensors that monitor the health of each animal, technology is the backbone of this type of operation. This means not only greater efficiency, but also the ability to predict and avoid problems before they become crises. For example, technology allows managers to track the weight, health, and growth of animals in real time, adjusting the feeding process precisely to optimize results. This level of automation is also revolutionizing the way field professionals interact with animals. Camera and sensor systems are used to monitor herds remotely, reducing the need for constant physical presence and improving fieldwork efficiency. This is especially important in remote areas where labor is scarce. However, the technological revolution does not come without challenges. Behind all this innovation, ethical and environmental issues arise. One of the biggest challenges of the cattle confinement model is its environmental impact, especially regarding greenhouse gas emissions and the use of natural resources like water. The meat industry is frequently criticized for its impact on global warming and environmental degradation. This is where Five Rivers and other large-scale confinement operations play a crucial role. Technological innovation should not be limited to optimizing production, but also to improving sustainability. Today, there are already technologies that help reduce methane emissions, one of the most harmful greenhouse gases. Companies like Five Rivers are investing in solutions to make confinement more efficient and at the same time less impactful to the environment. Furthermore, large-scale confinement also raises social issues. Automation and the use of technology can reduce the need for labor on farms and confinement centers. This raises an important reflection. How will the agribusiness industry deal with the transition to a more technological model without neglecting social issues such as job creation and the impact on local communities? Finally, the big question is, what is the future of cattle confinement? The 1 million head model is being seen as the pinnacle of this industry, but it could also be the starting point for a more sustainable and ethical evolution. The future of livestock farming will be increasingly technological, but it's crucial that environmental and social impacts are carefully considered so that large-scale agribusiness does not become a villain. After exploring the magnitude of Five Rivers cattle confinement, the reflection remains. How can we balance production efficiency with the need for sustainability and social responsibility? The 1 million head model is impressive, but it's not just about the numbers. Environmental impact and social issues must be addressed to ensure that such operations do not compromise the future of our planet or future generations. With the increasing demand for food and the need to optimize production processes, the future of livestock farming seems to lie in models like Five Rivers. However, the challenges are not just in implementing advanced technologies. The real challenge lies in ensuring that these models are sustainable, both from an environmental and social standpoint. That's why the responsibility of large companies like Five Rivers goes beyond meat production. They have a role in leading changes that make the livestock industry more efficient, but also more conscious of its impact on the world. This involves using technology to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, managing natural resources efficiently, and investing in solutions to maintain the quality of life for those who directly depend on this industry. So, what is the true impact of a 1 million head cattle confinement? It's not just what we see in the field, but the changes it can provoke in how we think about and handle food production. The future of livestock farming is being shaped today, and what we do now will determine the course of this industry. We have come to the end of our analysis of the largest cattle confinement in the world, and what we can conclude is that the future of livestock farming is in constant transformation. Five Rivers cattle feeding represents a significant part of this revolution, integrating technology, efficiency, and at the same time, environmental and social challenges. The livestock farming of the future will not only be about large-scale production, but also about how we can do it in a sustainable and responsible way. So if you made it this far, congratulations. You are now more prepared to understand the challenges and opportunities of the global livestock sector. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts on the future of cattle confinement and whether you believe models like Five Rivers are the way to more efficient and sustainable production. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Celebrities Farm channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the content. Be sure to watch the 2 recommended videos on the final screen and continue following everything about the agro world with us. Remember, the future of agribusiness depends on the decisions we make today. If you've made it this far, it's because you're ready to make a difference. Let's do it together.